the feet on the inside of the legs of the chair, placing the hands onto the chair. Place the weight back into the heels, knees nice and soft. As usual, we're switching everything on, so we're lifting up through the base of the pelvis. Coming into the good posture position. Now remember the chair pose where we sat back, keeping the back straight, neutral position. And I'm just going to place the forearms onto the chair. Now I'm just going to lift up through the hip, pushing it back and upwards. Then placing the head onto the chair. I'm in a modified right angle pose. To come back into the chair pose and lift up again. Okay, so you might find that you need to go a little bit further for this. So the right angle pose is the modified downward facing dog, if you like. So you're using a support and you're doing the same thing as what you would be in the downward facing dog, but obviously you can use a wall, you don't have to use a chair. It lengthens down the back of the legs and eases into the hips as well, so it stretches out into the hips. Good for sciatica. So I'm going to stand a little bit further back now. Obviously I can just reach for the chair. Placing the weight back into the chair again, I come into that chair position so that the back is in neutral position. Now I'm going to just lift up the hips, stretch out through the hips, lifting them up and back. So I'm pushing the weight back into the heels. I'm going to bring the head, so the head is in between the arms. And as though I'm pushing the arms away, walking further out, pushing away through the arms. Out it the same way. So maybe I want a little bit more, so I can go a little bit further back. Okay, a little bit further back. You might need to just let go of the chair and come back as far as you're able. Sitting down, grabbing hold of the chair. The same thing. Head between, then lift up through the back of the legs by lifting out the hips. Head between the arms. Push through the heels, the palms of your hands, right? The heels, the palms. Push through. So you're pushing the chair away. Okay, so I'm going to come in. It offers a lovely stretch down the sides from where your arms meet down the sides here, as well as down the back of the legs. So now I'm going to do the same pose using the base of the chair. So I'm going to turn the base of the chair around. So I'm facing the base of the chair, standing a little bit away from the chair. I sit into my position, so keep the back in neutral, put the hands on the base of the chair. Now lift the hips up and back, and as though you're pushing your heels of your hands into that base of the chair, so you're pushing the chair away. Now start to walk the hands further forwards, bring the head between the arms. Now I can really start to feel the stretch now. Now you might not be as flexible as me, so you might want to just go back to the back of the chair. That's acceptable. we come out of this pose now. We would work with the feet together. We glue the inside of the legs. The knees will be nice and soft. Weight into heels. So I've got the lift up through the base of the pelvis. We'll come into Tadasana position, the mountain pose. To go into the forward bend, we can go through Absolute, breathing in and lengthen through, and then fold over from the hip as we come into the chair pose. Holding the base of the chair, I'm going to go into a forward bend by lifting the hips up towards the ceiling as I lengthen through the back of the legs. And I'm just going to place the forearms onto the chair. You might not get there, it might be just your hands is adequate. And then I'm going to place the head down. Just allow the tension to release from the shoulders, the upper back. So I'm going to make it a little bit more harder. I'll bend into it and I'm going to push the chair away. Oh, I'm very flexible, so I can go a little bit further down, holding into the ankles here. I'm going to lengthen up through the spine as well, as this pose helps to lengthen the spine as well as through the back of the legs, and then fold over and let it go. So I'm lifting out through the hips, letting the release through the shoulders. I can hold the ankles and elbows here and let myself run. So it's lengthening the spine, relieving tension. More intense pose, lengthen and draw in a little bit more, holding the back of the legs. Coming into the chair pose, I lift through, back into standing position. So you don't have to do this pose with your legs together, you can bring them hip width apart. But now I'm going to do the wide angled forward bend, which has all the benefits as the narrow leg forward bend. At this time, taking your legs apart will stretch the inner side of your legs too. So I'm going to take the legs quite wide into the wide mountain position. Slightly out, turn the toes, weight back in. Nice and tall. Breathe in, lift the arms and press down. As I do that, I sit into it. Sit through. I'm going to use the chair to start with by placing the hands onto the chair. And then lifting up through the back of the legs. So I've lifted the hips upwards. I've lifted the hips rather than locking out into the knees. The knees are still soft, so I'm not pushing out into the heels. I'm pushing the weight back into my heels of my feet. And I'm allowing my shoulders, the tension from my upper body to go. So I'm going to make this a little bit more challenging for those that can. I'm going to take it to my ankles as I did with the other pose, and then lifting through. Now those that are able may want to take the legs a little bit further. So once I'm in position, I can start to walk the legs away. And and I start to feel it on that inside of the legs. Once again, just like the other forward bend, I extend through the spine and then bring my head down, holding over the ankles where I feel quite able. Come out of the pose of bend, always bring your legs into a suitable position to come up. Sit the hips back down, use the hands onto the thighs and come up through a neutral spine. Closing the legs in. Okay, so the next forward bend, is called the pyramid pose. It's part of the triangle family. The best way to start the pyramid pose, I find, is to go into warrior one position. I'm going to use a chair to help me, so I'm going to bring my feet to the inside of the legs of the chair, with my knees or shins just touching the chair. Stepping back with the right leg into warrior one position. I square just the same as normal with warrior one. Now with this next pose from warrior one here, extension up, breathe in, breathe out, bring your hands to the base of the chair. Keeping your back in a neutral position, I lift the hips towards the wall behind me and then towards the ceiling, so I'm lifting them up and back. This lengthening out the front leg, so I'm not bending into that front leg, and I'm feeling a stretch into the left hip and down the back of the left leg. So I'm just holding it really. So I can make it a little bit more intense by just going a little bit lower, so I can use my forearms onto the chair. Now I'm starting to really feel that stretch. Brilliant for sciatic problems. So I'm going to go a little bit further without using the chair. So once again, lengthening through the leg, extend through the spine, and then bring nose to knee. Sometimes it is called nose to knee pose here. So I'm lengthening the spine and just releasing over the leg, working out through this hip, the left side. Now I can add a chest opener by just bringing my arms to the back, either in reverse prayer position or just opening out the chest. This will add a lot of balance and focus needed to switch on your abs. Coming out of it, I'll bring it back, use the chair base if I need, and step in and stand up. So I'm going to do the pose on the other side. I'll do it through the chair, reminding you how we go. So we're here, step back with the left leg into the warrior pose, remembering you can take a wider stance. The hips and shoulders forwards, core muscles switched on, tailbone pushed under. Lift, shoulders down, and take your hands to the base of the chair. Lifting the hips back to lengthen the leg, but not locking out into the knee. So the leg is lengthened. Extend, and a little bit further into the pose. Hands down. Making it a little bit more challenging, use the floor, or you can use bricks, yoga bricks. Lift, extend, fold, nose to knee. Hands in, chest. So this hip is pushing up and back, so it's pushing backwards to get that length down the back of the leg. Releasing the tension. Breathe. Coming out of the pose, bend the knee. Bring the hands back to the chair. Step the back leg in. And come up through a neutral spine. Your legs a little relaxed.